have gluten-free ramen. Let's try it. Do you want shoyu, salt, vegetarian?
Not vegetarian.
Okay.
I do like salt. The soy sauce is salty.
Yes.
What is this?
That's a veggie.
Oh, those are veggies.
Yeah.
I'll get this because it has a lot of stuff.
Did that work? Oh, do I have to do one by one? You might.
2.
Okay, 2. 1. Oh, wait, hold on. Why did it become 3,000?
Let's start all over again.
I'm confused.
Let's ask them if we can have
Okay.
I forgot how to say bon appetit. I keep saying excuse me in my head.
Starts with E.
Oh, I actually really love the salt.
So good.
Salt.
We added gyoza, and he was like, "You're gluten free."
You're gonna die.
I know.
スモークグルテンフリー。
ありがとうございます。
はい、塩ラーメンですね。失礼します。
It looks like wheat, but it's probably not.
It's not. It's good. ごちそうさまでした. It's like nothing was there. Wow.
I did what I could.
You
I
did.
ate another thing.
It was good, right?
Yeah.
Yay.
좋아요.
Wait, do louder, do louder. You do louder. Okay. That's cool. So you have to guess what it is.
I have to guess?
Yeah.
Hot water tea.
It sounds like tea.
Was that right?
It'll show us. Oh. Wow, you were so specific. Wait, that's so cool. Can we go in? Nice. What's your message? Good job. Wow. Wait, this is so cute. Meanwhile, mine is self-promo. I found some bunk beds. Cat hand through the traditional door. How Someone just walks around and goes, this could be a gacha. This feels like a museum.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
Is it a blue one?
Yeah, it's a blue.
Hawaii. It's flying in the wind. Just the floating rainbow poops. Do you want to turn and get out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do very much shopping here.
We were literally in the insanely crowded Harajuku 2 minutes ago. And now it's like serene bird chirping. I can't even talk. It was a lot. Also, egg cardigan. I like tried to buy clothes so I could do those kinds of like all black cool person looks, and I just don't look like them. It's an energy, it's not just the clothes. Oh. Yakiniku salt. Cousin's here too. Yay! Yeah. People really dress Yeah.
Go look there. Oh shit.
Hey. Okay, I'm so bad at these. It doesn't even get over there. It's Angelica's last half day here. So we're looking for an unagi restaurant for like the last thing Angelica hasn't eaten yet. Fascinating. Let's go. Genius. Did you find something? なんか見つけたの? Genius. Little baby.
nothing here, you silly. I don't have any.
Are you okay? Oh, they said use a spoon. That's what it was. Sorry, I forgot one of the rules. They're so cute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to tell you one of the rules. My goodness. This is a game for you, huh? Wow, this one's so delicate. Oh, this is the one. I'm making a sad face, but you can't see. Can't wait. Make sure that when you come here, you go from Terminal 3 to the second floor. So go down the escalators and then go towards the hotel. And then from that floor, you're gonna go up the 12th floor. So you wanna go from the second floor to the 12th floor. I just came back from it and it was great. Hi everyone, this is Anna TV. I've been back from Japan for a couple months now. I feel like I've been reliving this trip this whole time because we've been editing all the videos until now. So today I wanted to share 5 things that I learned during my 2-month stay in Japan. Number 1 is that there are areas in Tokyo outside of Shibuya, Shinjuku, Harajuku that are much less crowded. Because Japan just opened up to tourists recently and everyone knows those areas and they're close on the train line. All of the tourists are there. A lot of Japanese people also go there because there are a lot of shops, but there are also a lot of different areas outside of that very small bubble. My favorite is Kichijoji. There's a lot of shopping you can do there. There's a big park. The Ghibli Museum is near that park. So that's just one place that's an alternative from those really crowded areas. It's, when I say really crowded, it's like you're like walking like this through the streets because you can't like spread your arms. So that is my advice for you. Number 2, if you talk to Japanese friends or family, they will always tell you to make reservations ahead of time. But what I found this time was we only really needed to make reservations if there was a specific place, a specific store you wanted to go to with a specific activity. But otherwise, if it's like, oh, I want to try this type of food or I want to have this touristy experience, you can pretty much walk into places and see if they have availability, and if they don't, you can just wander around and try something else. I found that while I was traveling with my friend, it was a lot more fun to stumble into places than to plan it ahead and be stressed about getting there on time. I think it's more fun to wander around and find places than make reservations, but if there's something specific you want to do, you can usually make reservations online. This is not sponsored, but there's a website called KLOOK.com. That's where we got our Disney Sea tickets as well. It was really convenient. So yeah. The next 3 things I learned are more related to my travel anxiety and identity related. I am half Japanese. I grew up speaking both English and Japanese. So number 3 is overcoming travel anxiety is less about doing everything perfectly and more about just embracing the situation that you're in. Because I grew up kind of Japanese, kind of American, I've always felt like if I go somewhere, especially within those two countries, I should know what I'm doing. If there's the ramen ordering machine and I can read the letters, I should be able to figure out how the machine works. But the fact is, sometimes I forget things. Sometimes I even mess things up when I go out in the US too. So instead of agonizing about when I couldn't figure something out, I've gotten a lot better about laughing at myself, just embracing the fact that this situation is confusing or uncomfortable, and then enjoying the experience that comes from that. I realized that learning to laugh at myself kind of put the guard down, put other people's guards down. How do I say this? I realized that my vulnerability helped other people feel more comfortable around me. Instead of me being really guarded, like, no, I have to figure this out by myself, I was better able to ask for help, and people were really kind and helpful and patient. And that was something I hadn't really experienced before because I was so tense. The fourth thing I learned is there's a phrase in Japanese that says "deru kugi wa utareru," which means the nail or the stake that sticks out will get hammered down. That culture in Japan is very real. I used to be kind of envious of people who were full Japanese because I felt like they can blend in more easily because of their features. They like know all the rules for how society works. For me, every time I go to Japan, I'm going to stick out no matter what. But I realized that that culture puts a lot of pressure on all Japanese people and even non-Japanese people living in Japan. There's this culture of like checking each other all the time, which in one way builds community, I suppose, and like keeps people in line, keeps them from doing harmful things, but at the same time, sometimes it's just a lot of pressure on each other. And I've realized over time that even in Japan, where people are convinced that all Japanese people can act the same, look the same, there is variety. There are different facial features, people like different fashion, they like different types of music, movies. Everyone's different, and that's okay. And that took a huge burden off my shoulders. And the fifth thing I learned was that being myself doesn't mean I'm betraying my roots. I used to feel pressure to act like a non-mixed Japanese person who has always grown up in Japan when I'm in Japan. But this was really hard for me to admit for a long time, but the reality is that isn't me. I've lived in the US for most of my life, which means I use a lot more English than Japanese, but that doesn't make me less Japanese. It just means I have had different experiences. So on this trip, instead of agonizing over not knowing the right word, I would just throw in some English words into my sentences. And I told people about K-pop and the Korean words I know, Korean words they might want to know. I told them about my hobbies and my interests, my job. And again, people were more receptive to me. And I used to be so tense about how I presented myself that it was hard to have more genuine connections. I just felt so much more free to say what I wanted to say, go to the places I wanted to go, take up space, and just be me, but in Japan. I don't want to squash myself in order to blend in anymore. So those were the 5 things I learned while I was on my trip in Japan. I know the things I learned were pretty personal to me, but I hope they were helpful to you if you also have travel anxiety. And I just want to say thank you to all of my family and friends that helped me while I was on this trip and allowed me to have such an enriching experience this year. I'm also grateful to Sean for taking care of our house and the pets while I was gone. And thank you to you all for watching this video and the Anna in Japan video series. I really appreciate it. This will be the conclusion to my Japan vlogs for now, but if you're interested in more content from us, please be sure to hit the like button below and the subscribe button as well. じゃあまた次の動画で会いましょう。さよなら。